Everybody, guess what? It's September 1918, and it's our favorite time. It's National Morale Time. Yes, we have to go through all this again. All right, so we have Germany. I know Germany has, let's see, begin 1950, so +1. They had one low morale, that's +2. And they get a +4 for the blockade. They don't have any cities lost at the moment, so 1. All right, so they're good. That would have been a 5. 5 is still good. All right, Austria-Hungary, Ottomans, Bulgaria. All right, Italy. Italy has a +1, +2, +4. Oh, wow. Okay. 4 plus 9 is 13. 13 is desertion time. Well, that's interesting. So we're going to have a whole bunch of, I have to come back and do a whole bunch of desertion rolls for the Italianos. Okay, next we got Britain as a +1. +1, yeah, it's just a +1. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, low morale, so the Brits cannot attack. This is getting interesting. Everybody's tired of this war. All right, and well, let's see here. Okay, then we got Russia. Okay, Russia's lost a city. Links open, so that counters each other. So it's just +1, +2, +3. They've had desertion, low morale. I think it's just +3. That sound right? Yeah, +3. 10. Wow. Okay, that's a 13 also. They are now deserting in droves again. It's like it's like somehow things went south quickly. All right. And now we move on to Romania. Romania's got a 4. So that's going to be a 5. That's fine. Greece and 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. Not that it really matters. Reduced by 20%. So yeah, they get 6. So that's no big deal for them. They're not even in combat anymore. The war is bypassed them. They can't even reach the front anymore. Okay, so I have to do desertion rolls for the Russians and the Italians. And the Brits are stuck like Chuck. They can't advance anymore. So the only ones in this war that can do anything at the moment are the Americans and the Germans. Wow. Okay, we'll just have to go see what happens now. I'll be right back. Desertion, wow. You're looking at almost the entire Russian army now. There's a few units left here. A demoralized unit sitting there. The other demoralized unit, I think it was sitting here. Or here, I can't remember. Maybe it was there. Disappeared. Some units that were here disappeared. And a couple units that were here, I think there's somebody here and here, one in each, disappeared out of those. Yeah, the entire Russian army has just self-disintegrated itself. Yep. Not good. Not good at all. This is the worst I've ever seen it, where you have desertion happening when they just decide to quit the field. Kind of reminiscent of 1917, actually in the war, where the Russians just started to leave their post because they got sick of the war. And that's kind of like what we're seeing now. 6 months of it. All right, over here, the Italians decided that that's the pile of Italians that disappeared. There was some garrison units. I think there was a garrison unit over here out of Florence that took off. There was one in Rome that took off. There was one in Venice that took off. Half this stack disappeared. This stack completely disappeared, and it was like 1 out of every stack practically. We lost one out of every stack. It was just like out of the 3 or so, sometimes 4 that were in a stack, you'd roll 1, maybe 2, 1 or 2s, and it was it, and they're gone. Yeah, it's like, wow. That is one thing that really hurts. It's like eventually war weariness will cave your game in, one way or the other. And it's like the Germans have been lucky enough not to be hit with that. They got the low morale once, but that was it. Then now that we have the low morale British sitting there just twiddling their thumbs because they can't do anything now either themselves. All right, we'll be back with the German turn. September 1918, Eastern Front, Central Powers, and they caught up with one corps here and wiped them out. Caught up with another one here, wiped them out, caught up with another one and wiped them out. And then they came out of their defensive network over here and attacked, and well, that didn't go so well over here because they were dug in. But they did take the hex, but they took some casualties. They lost a couple corps over there themselves. There was a few other exchanges. I think there was an exchange, half exchange here and a half exchange there. So the Germans lost 4 corps altogether in that area of the Eastern Front, more than they can rebuild. But when you look at the Russians, the entire Russian army, not a big deal. All right, okay, over here the Italians, well, they pulled everybody out of Italy to form up a defensive perimeter. Again, since everybody fell out, they'll just build up new guys later. But they are now using Italians to block the road. So the Germans pulled out of this area and moved their troops over this way to form a new line, defensive perimeter. Now the British can attack. At least that's a reprieve for a while, so they can dig in. So they had to at least put a defensive line up to begin with. And they still didn't get a full one. They don't have enough troops for right here. But they got Krakow right there holding part of it. And then over here, they put some of the replacement troops, obviously went into the line over here, filling the gap that was made by the Americans. So that is the full extent of the Central Powers turn in September 1918. All right, we'll be back. Allies, September 1918, Russian front. Well, the Russians fell back again. Looks like they're heading back to Minsk right here. And then they fell back. They built a few new units, or pulled one unit back and built another one right there. So they're kind of blocking the roads or rail lines. That's the plan right now, is to slow down the German advance so they can't advance very much. And at the moment, that's pretty much it when it comes to what the Russians did. And really, I should show these as guys dug in for level 2s. They've been sitting there forever. And the British, well, they moved two of their units up here, filled the line in, and everybody else is dug in at least level 1. So if you can't attack, you might as well just sit there. And that's what they're doing, hanging out. And the other wonderful thing is the Americans are kind of sitting over here going, well, we took it in the face for a while there. And then looking at this line right here, this is a pretty deep line, and they would be attacking at some 1-to-1s and 2-to-1s with like -2. Yeah, that's not so good. Some of the places would be -3 because there's some cities in there. So they didn't do anything either. They just kind of hanging tight with the war going badly on the western or eastern front for the Allies. It's like, what's going on? All right, that's pretty much it for this turn. Not much new. All right, we'll be back.